Hey Camping Nation, welcome back. This week, I don't have a camper to work on. It's still at the body shop. The whole camper spot over there is empty. Makes me sad. However, I still got a way to check out things and test things for you. This week, we're checking out a low-cost tire pressure monitoring system. And since I don't have a camper to drag around, I'm gonna test it on this. Matter of fact, this will be even better testing than if it was on the camper. Science, stuff like that. I'm Andy. This is We Love to Camp. Stay tuned. Thanks for coming back. Like I said in the intro, this week we're going over the tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, that I got. As we all know, I'm cheap and I like doing things cheap. Not everybody can afford a $300 tire pressure monitoring system. So I'm going to test out one of the cheapest ones I found on Amazon. I think it was $54 to my door. Pretty cheap. It had 4.5 stars though, so that's got to be good, right? Let's see. Let's open it up. Now, I won't be able to turn it on. Well, I shouldn't be able to turn it on right off the bat. The ad did say that you have to charge it for 3 hours before using it. Jansite TPMS tire pressure monitoring system. Let's check this out. Instructions, which is nothing but another man's opinion, but we're going to follow that other man's opinion. Pairing method for all versions. I'm going to assume that's in Chinese. Okay, English. This is actually a solar unit. You charge it up with the included cord, and after that, it is battery powered, or solar powered, excuse me. You can glue this to the windshield. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Of course, your windshield is like this, so you're going to glue it like that. And then you put it on like that. And then, boom, there's your tire pressure monitoring screen. You got the actual pressure sensors. And here's the cord that it comes with. Down here is, oh yes, the sticky to where you can stick this onto the windshield. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It is very tempting though. It automatically turns on from the vibrations of your vehicle. So when you open up the door and shut the door, it vibrates the vehicle a little bit. And then when you fire it up, it shakes from the engine and it automatically wakes up, automatically turns on. I think that's pretty cool. So you don't have to worry about hitting buttons, searching for the right button when it's tucked up in top of the windshield. It's all good to go. I haven't looked at the instructions yet, but I believe how this goes. I know it comes with a wrench and these 4 nuts. And I believe you spin the nut onto the valve stem on the tire, on the wheel, and then you crank this down, and then you turn the nut back like a jam nut. And that keeps these from flying off or coming up missing. So my initial thoughts is it looks pretty decent. It looks very decent for 50 bucks. Even, I think it was on sale from $70. I'd have to look. I think it was $69, marked down to $49. Either way, even at 70 bucks, it still seems pretty decent. Of course, we haven't turned it on yet. Time will tell. But it looks like a decent product. Everything looks like it was supposed to be according to the advertisement I saw on Amazon. I need to plug this in and let it charge up and I'm going to start testing it tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after. We'll see. It's a decent sized cord. Okay. And it is just a regular old USB cord. I don't know what they name all these. Hold on, come on. Okay, whatever. I don't know what they call all these, but it's the smaller of the normal jacks. So yeah, charge this sucker up, and then hopefully we'll test it out tomorrow. If not, then the next day. Rear left. Rinse and repeat 3 more times. So now you got to figure out where you're going to put this stupid thing. And against better judgment, I think I'm going to stick it up against the windshield like I didn't want to do. But I found a place right up here where it's not in my field of view, and when I take it out, then the little mounting tray isn't going to be that obvious. It's just going to be a little something up in here kind of out of my way. So now I've got to peel the sticker backing off, and I hate doing that, especially at night. There we go. That took way too long. There's a way to dummy proof this. This slides into this tray like that. It won't go. If you put it upside down, it's not going to go. And if you try going from underneath, it's just going to fall out. So here's how you dummy proof that. You slide it on here and just stick the whole thing on the windshield. Plus, when you do it this way, you can line it up to where you can see the screen. Yes. Hey, cool. And if you put it on crooked, you get a second chance. There we go. It's not very bright. I like that. It actually has a daytime and a nighttime, and it automatically does it. That's it. You guys will see it tomorrow. So this truck does have a factory tire pressure monitoring system. And that's how I'm going to test this. And so far, it's not doing too good. So you see I've got 39 up front and 46 in the back. It's still set up for when I was towing last week. Up here, there we go, it says 36 up front and 43 in the back. Wait. 44 in the back, 46. So we're 2 to 3 pounds off on the back, and we are 3 pounds off up the front. So right off the bat, I'm not terribly impressed with that. However, even though it's inaccurate together, if that makes sense. It's all like 3 pounds off. So that means I can look at that, and if I know that it's 3 pounds off, I can quickly do that in my head and realize that I've got 39 and 47, 46. So yeah, that's not a deal breaker. It's not great, but it's not a deal breaker. So tomorrow morning, dark 30, I'll be getting up and I'm driving into Columbus. It's like a 30-mile drive. I'm working over at OSU right now. It's about a 30-mile drive, and it'll be all freeway. Well, 6 miles to the freeway, but all that's highway. So then I've got to set the high range and low range so that it'll put out an alarm whenever it goes out of tolerances. I'm also be watching the temperatures and the pressures on the way home too, obviously, which will be in the heat of the day. I should see some kind of pressure increase.
Early the next morning.
Okay, good morning, everybody. It is early. I just want to point out that looking out the windshield, the lights on the pressure monitoring system are not obnoxious at all. The camera, a little bit. That, not so much. Okay, so I never bothered setting the high and low presets, whatever, the range on tire pressure monitor system. So it's going off of the factory settings. You see how that one is blinking right now? Yeah, sorry, I can't hold still. I'm driving. That sucker started beeping for about 30 seconds. There we go. And that's how you know if your tires are out of range. There it goes again. About every minute or so. Oh no, that's another tire. So yeah, it's gonna do this for about a minute, and then it'll stop and then just start going off every 30 seconds. Not totally obnoxious, but loud and obnoxious enough to definitely get your attention. So I'm gonna give that, see, there you go, it's done. It's not gonna continue beeping forever. So I'm gonna give that a win. It's annoying enough to hear, but not obnoxious enough to make you turn it off. All right, we'll get more later. Okay, so hold on. Shh. There we go. So I just pulled up to work. Yeah, there. And go over what I've figured out so the first 30 miles of using this. And like I said, the beeping, not obnoxious. Plenty annoying, but not obnoxious. Just like you want it. Plus it does have the visual where it's flashing. The numbers are still off from reality. Okay, so it's saying 38 and 39 and 46. Stop yelling at me. Thought you'd see it my way. So we've got 38 and 46. So here we've got 40 and 48 and 47. So it's still 2 pounds off. Yesterday when I first set it up, it was 3 pounds off. But it is being pretty consistent. Personally, if it's consistent, then it's good enough. It's like having a speedometer that's not quite right. As long as you remember you're doing 53 instead of 55, you're golden. Especially remember if you're doing 53 and you think you're doing 50. You really got to keep that one in mind. But I digress. So far, I like it. I like it a lot. Stop yelling at me. I really do need to set the limits, the high end and low end limits. Haven't figured out how to do it yet. I've got the instructions sitting right over there. I've glanced at them, but I haven't figured it out yet. I'll say this, initial setup, it was easy. I charged it for 3 hours. The instructions actually said charge for 2 hours, so, you know, hey, I'm an overachiever. Then, once charged, I just glued it to the windshield, put those sensors on the wheels, and that was it. There was no other setup. Turned the thing on, and boom. It took a minute. If you do this, it'll take a while for it to register all 4 wheels. I hooked it all up, and it kept on flashing 0. It kept on flashing 0, and then just picked up a wheel. So Then I drove it around the block and it picked up another wheel, but it wasn't picking up the other two. So I just went to bed. And this morning when I came out and fired it up, it had picked up all four. So it was slow to set up on its own, but it set up on its own. Literally plug and unplug, stick it to the windshield and play. You really can't get any easier than that. Now, of course, like I said, the high and low ends are not set. It's yelling at me at 45 pounds. So it's not perfectly set up, but it is set up. If nothing else, I can still just monitor it. Quality so far, it is off by a couple pounds. Other than that, I have no complaints. It's nice and a small unit. It's not big and bulky and ugly. It dims automatically when it gets dark and brightens when it gets light out. I do need to see if it has enough light for when you're in full high noon conditions. That is just as important as not being so bright at night. But yeah, so far it seems to be pretty awesome for 50 bucks. It's not a complete total thumbs up and win, but it's definitely up there. All right, it's 6:57. I need to be up on the roof of that place by 7. Yeah, right there. Good stuff. All right. We'll continue monitoring the monitoring system after work. The fact that it is consistent, I'm going to say it's okay. What I'm going to do here, I am going to continue testing this. Obviously I have the sensors on my truck. I don't have the travel trailer. I'm going to continue and test this thing out and see if it's as good as it is now. Right now, I'm going to give it a C+ or a B+, somewhere in there. I guess another thing is the display could be a little bit brighter during the day. I have to look at it and actually concentrate. C+, B-. I'm not going to dog this too hard. It's not perfect, but it was 50 bucks. So I'm going to say it's a win. We'll continue to drive this probably all winter with this on here and just test it, see what it does. See if it acts stupid. I'm going to have to set the limits on this, which, you know, there's instructions. Yeah, remember, there's instructions here. Yeah, I'm going to have to read that sometime. This is a win. I like it. It was cost effective, and it does what it's supposed to do. It's not big and obnoxious looking. It's small and out of the way. Even though I stuck it to my windshield, it's out of the way. Like I said this morning, that is more distracting and more obnoxious than this. I mean, that is all but invisible. So that's going to be it for this week. If you like this episode, or if you got any advice, leave a message. Or check us out on Facebook. Same name. We love to camp. Until next time, if I don't see you in the comments, we'll see you at the campgrounds. Take it easy.